Hello and welcome to Tech Lessons with Alvin. I'm very pumped up for today's lesson because today we'll be talking about algorithms. Now you may have heard this a few times if maybe you're studying an IT related course in a university or you're just interested in IT. Well, according to Wikipedia, and I'll have to read this one, I couldn't memorize it. An algorithm is a finite sequence of well-defined instructions typically used to solve a class of specific problems or to perform a computation. Now I took note of keywords here. Finite sequence, well-defined instructions used to solve specific problems. And most cited examples of an algorithm is a recipe. And it makes sense because in a recipe, everything is in order. Put the water in the bowl, in the saucepan, put it on fire, put your onions in, put your rice in, wait for 5 minutes. It's ordered. They don't say put the rice in, now you're going to put water in, wait for 5 minutes. No, it's all detailed. So it makes sense that it's well defined and it's finite in that it starts and it ends. And also Wikipedia also stated that it's used to solve a class of specific problems. Now this was interesting to me. I wanted to understand every word in the definition. And so I finally got to understand what it meant by solving a class of specific problems. Say you tie okay, of course you tie shoelaces. You have a shoe, right? I hope you have a shoe. So you have a shoe which has a shoelace, and so you tie a shoelace. You have this particular knot you do regardless of the shoe, all kinds of shoes. As long as it has a shoelace, you use the same thing. Now that's the class of problems. When it comes to shoes that have shoelace, that's the knot you tie. But let's say you were lowering yourself from a balcony on someone's roof with just a rope, maybe 3 stories high. All you had was a rope. Now if you are securing that rope firmly to a pillar or a pole at the top, knowing that your whole body weight will rest on it, would you do the same shoelace knot? No. Now that's a different class of problems. You need a much tighter, more complicated knot, right? Exactly. That's where the class fits in here. And so this is excellent. It helped me see that what computer scientists, programmers, software engineers are trying to do is to give machines, is to give those computer systems instructions that they can follow on their own. So in a way, it's to automate all the future processes. So without our actual presence, without us typing on a keyboard and making sure this goes here and this gets done, the computer can still function. And so I asked myself, am I working with algorithms? Am I using this in my life? Because if the algorithm is a well-defined instructions, finite sequence used to solve a problem, it's just like a to-do list, isn't it? Finite sequence, well-defined instructions. Do I have a to-do list? Or do I have an algorithm for managing money? Or do I just spend what I get? Do I have an algorithm for my time? Do I have an algorithm for studying? All those things cross my mind. And it's interesting. With what we are doing here, with what is going on, we are making machines disciplined. Yeah, and a machine operating on an algorithm is a disciplined machine. It knows when to do what it has to do. But are we disciplined? We the ones disciplined. Are we disciplined? And so the next time I go into detail with this, the next time I open a few tabs, take a few online courses and decide, you know what? I want to create an algorithm to solve this problem or to work on that problem. I want to find solutions. I want to be this, that. I want to make sure I'm more prepared. I want to make sure it's a disciplined programmer sitting behind this machine to discipline a machine, so to speak. So this is the little I have to share. Thank you. And I hope I'll see you again in the next lesson with Tech Lessons with Alvin.